Hello again, EDF friends. On this video I wanted to briefly share with you the differences in the PA gear in Earth Defense Force Iron Rain. There are 4 classes this time, and the classes are the Trooper, which is similar to the Ranger in previous EDF games, the Jet Lifter, which is similar to the Wing Diver in previous EDF games, the Heavy Striker, which is like the Fencer, but he performs very different from the Fencer in EDF 5, and then the Prowl Rider, which is a brand new class, which is pretty unique, as they can call in giant creatures to fight on top of and actually ride them. They differ as far as their defense, their mobility, and their item capacity, and then their energy moves. So, for example, their defenses are different. So, of course, Heavy Striker has the most defense, and Jet Lifter has the least defense. And Trooper is somewhere in the middle, and Prowl Rider is kind of low as well. And that actually does mean defense. It doesn't mean health, because in the PA gears, you can now increase your health capacity by buying upgrades. This costs credits to unlock and increases your health for all your classes, because now no longer do you pick a class and then level each class separately. Now you create one character and then you change the PA gear on that character, and each PA gear can equip all the weapons the same. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's fine, I guess. But you know, even the heavy striker guy can equip swords, or he can equip, you know, laser rifles, which is usually a wing diver weapon. So that's no longer a differentiation between the classes. So anyway, so the difference in the PA gear is the defense. I tested out getting bitten by the same ant by each of the 4 classes, and the damage is actually different. So, for example, the Heavy Striker, which has the most defense, he got attacked for 26 damage, whereas the Jet Lifter, which has the lowest defense, got attacked for 48 damage, so almost double the damage for the Jet Lifter. And then, of course, the Trooper got attacked for 32 damage, and the Prowl Rider got attacked for 42 damage. So that defense does actually take into effect how much damage you take from each enemy type, which is interesting. Mobility is just more of their moves, how mobile they are based on their moves, which I'll demonstrate that here in practice mode. And then item capacity. The classes can now take items into battle. So, for example, the Trooper, he can take the most number of items into battle. So as you can see in the top left, it says capacity 129 out of 120. So he can take a total of 120 points of items into battle. So like, say for example, this Quick Feeder, this thing gives you health, and it's rated at 12 points to equipped. So therefore it's 12 points to equip this, 12 points to equip this, which makes 24 points, and then 10 more is 34 points, and so on and so forth. So he can take the most number of items into battle. Like, say for example, a vehicle will cost a decent number of points, so he's more able to equip vehicles because he has the point capacity to equip it. So he's going to have the most items, which he does kind of need because he is the slowest class and probably the most difficult class to play as, in my opinion. Whereas the other class, like for example, Jet Lifter, she can only take, or they can only take 75 points total into battle of items. So you know, they can't equip as many items as the Trooper. So 75 for her, or for them. I keep calling them by a gender, but it doesn't matter. Heavy Striker, they can take the least amount of points into battle, which is 60. And then last of all, let's look at Prowl Rider, and they can take a total of 90 points worth of items into battle. So that's different as far as the classes as well. And then last of all, the energy move is also different from class to class. So let's go ahead and demonstrate the different moves of each class here. Let me start out here with the Trooper here. Okay, so this is the Trooper. The Trooper has their energy in the bottom right corner, which you see 5 of 5. So their energy is not broken up in percentage like the other class, but it's broken up in bars. So they have a quick dash move, so which uses 1 bar, and then of course it always regenerates. But you can, you know, do this 5 times before you overheat. Then you have to wait until it fills back up again. However, of course, you can just use 1 bar at a time and then let it regenerate as well. So that's their special move. They can dash backwards, forwards, you know, on angles. Doesn't really matter. And then they also have a sprint. And I will say the nice thing about the sprint in this game is you don't have to hold down the click. You just click it once and hold forward, and then once you want to stop, just let go of the analog stick. So that's nice. But anyway, so their sprint, it's not too fast, honestly. The Prowl Rider's sprint is actually faster, which I'll show here. But yeah, so they do have a sprint, and they also have a quick turn. To do the quick turn, you just hold back and tap the sprint button, which will do a quick 180 turn for you. But yeah, so that's their move. They are a little bit difficult to fight with, I would say, from my experience playing the game so far, because all they have is a dash, and they can overheat, so that is a little bit, I would say they're probably a more challenging class, but they can carry more items here on the side here, which I can show. And they all have their own overcharge time. So the length of the overcharge for Trooper is about 35 seconds, and during that time, he takes 25% of the damage, so 75% less damage, and his lasts for 35 seconds, like I think I already said, and he shoots faster. Oh my goodness, that screams so loud. He shoots faster. Your weapons actually physically fire faster, and they also reload faster. As you can see here, they do. I should have done it before and after. I'll show it afterwards as well. The reload time here, as you can see, is very fast. And then once it's done, I'll show you how fast it is normally. And you walk faster. Like I said, you take only 25% of the damage, and your unlimited dashes, unlimited energy moves, of course, during that time. And then this is the normal reload time for this thing. As you can see, it's a lot slower. So yeah, that's the Ranger class, and all of them take 25% damage when they do the overcharge, and all of them shoot faster and reload faster as well, and have unlimited energy moves during that time. So that's similar across all the classes. Now let me go and show the next class, the Jet Lifter. Alright, so the Jet Lifter can fly. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, my energy is broken down in percentages rather than bars this time, and it's kind of like the Wing Diver in the previous game where you fly. You can also do a dash mid-air, but it's only a forward dash. You cannot dash to the right, left, or back, but you can do a forward boost, which uses a lot of energy, as you can see here. And then, of course, if you overheat,
recharging energy,
you have to let it recharge. It is longer than a Ranger's or Trooper's, as you can see here, but you can boost along the ground as well. You don't have to be flying, and then you can to stop the boost, you just want to let go of the analog stick. Whereas if you to boost, you just left click and hold forward, and then allows you to boost, and then to stop, you just let go of the left stick and it'll stop. I will say that the Jet Lifter feels a little bit different than Wing Diver in that it's a little bit harder to fly backwards, or it's a little bit more difficult to change directions, I guess is a better way to say it. Like if you're flying forward and you want to stop, or fly backwards, I mean, it's hard to change directions mid-air. As you can see, I'm holding back the whole time, and it's kind of a slow movement backward. Let me show that again. So I'll fly forward, get some momentum forward, and then if I want to change backwards, it's hard. I'm just pretty much standing still here, and then now I'm starting to glide backwards. So it feels like you're more of like a glider. The direction you're going is more of a glide, which, I mean, it's fine. It's just it's different. It'll feel different for you when you play this class. Her overdrive also does where you take 25% damage only, and you shoot faster, and also you reload faster, as well as you have unlimited energy to fly. So I'll go ahead and do this. And of course you can dash forever, you can fly forever, you can shoot faster, and then of course reload really fast as well. You also do a burst of damage when you do the overdrive as well, so anything around you gets damaged. But I'll show the reload time after this thing is done. Her overdrive only lasts for 22 seconds, so it's shorter as well. And then this is the reload time of the normal of the shotgun. So as you can see, it's a lot slower, and reload time is a lot slower as well normally. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Jet Lifter. Still very mobile class, still very fast class, but a little bit not as easy to navigate in the air, I would say, but they still can fly an awful lot. Their percentage bar, as you can see, doesn't go down very fast when you're flying, so it's pretty nice You do want to kind of like tap the trigger and let go midair and not just constantly hold down the trigger, so you can kind of hover more and keep your energy up. But yeah, that's a jet lifter. Let's go ahead and go back now. Alright, on to Heavy Striker. Now Heavy Striker is unique in that whatever weapon you equip for slot 1, you will have 2 of that equipped. And then when you switch, whatever weapon you have selected for slot 2, you'll have 2 of those as well. So actually I have 2 shotguns. You can't change, like you can't change your weapon on your right hand and your left hand at the same time. You have 2 of one weapon and then exact 2 of the other weapon. So like for example, I have a shotgun equipped, so I have 2 shotguns. And therefore I can shoot them twice, which is nice. But the reload does take twice as long because I do have 2 weapons to equip, so that is something to keep in mind. But it is nice being able to dual wield. And for example, this sniper rifle, I can fire 2 sniper shots as well, but I don't have the iron sights, but I still can zoom in with the sniper, so it's still pretty nice. So that's different about Striker. He's also slower walking, of course, but he does have a sprint, which is like reminds me of like a Hoover vacuum cleaner. As you can see here, it uses your energy. His energy is also percentage based in the bottom right corner, as you can see. He can sprint pretty long time, as you can see here. He's actually decently fast for being a slow class, but like I said, he uses energy. But the negative is, of course, he has, when he overheats, he has a very long time to fill up that bar, so you do want to be careful with overheating with him. His ability is a shield he holds up, which blocks any projectile damage, explosive damage. So let me show this here. So you hold this up and it uses your shield, it uses your percentage energy, as you can see as I'm holding this up. But it blocks all incoming damage, so very, very strong, very, very nice. It won't block melee attacks, like if an enemy comes in and hits you physically, then that won't block that, but it will block any projectiles. And that also means, which is cool, you can shoot rockets near yourself, kind of like in Insect Armageddon. You can shoot and use your shield to block the damage of the explosion near you, which is a very cool thing, which I definitely like. Let's see. His overcharge lasts the shortest of all of them. It only lasts 18 seconds. And during that time, of course, like I said before, all the classes take 25% damage only. And of course, you have unlimited energy, so he can use his shield unlimited amount of time. He can fire twice as fast, reload, or not twice as fast, reload faster, shoot faster, and then unlimited shield, of course, unlimited sprinting if you want to do that as well with your shield. So, pretty nice. But of course it is short. I think it's short because he has 2 weapons, like whatever weapon he has out, he has 2 of them, so that would be a lot of damage to do twice the damage with, you know, quicker reloads, so that's probably why they made it 18 seconds. But yeah, overall, I think a lot different than the Fencer class of the EDF 5 or 4, but I still think I like it actually. I kind of like it this way because there is a fast class, which we're going to show here at the end. So you don't really need a fast class. This is an actual tank class, which is very cool to me. I really like it, so pretty nice. Alright, let's go back and show the last one now. Alright, last of all for Prowl Rider, under equipment, they have a special thing they can equip, which is this right here, which is just summon summon their living weapons. So you unlock more, but right now all I have is 3. But I have like a Storm Ant I can summon, which he has 2 attacks, a Fang attack and an Acid attack. The Spider one does different things. It jumps, it can release babies, web throw, and then a Scorpion does a pincer attack, Venom spray, can destroy buildings. So they all do different things, and you have to pick it. You know, you have to pick which one you want to equip before you go into battle. So let's go ahead and pick. Let's go ahead and pick just the normal Ant here and show this off into battle here.
Yo, how's your finance?
Alright, Prowl Rider. Now this is a very, very cool class. First of all, let me show their sprint is actually pretty decent. This is the fast class of the game, you want to say. So they have a nice sprint, which is pretty nice. And their special ability is this grappling hook. And what it does is it pretty much soars you into the air with momentum. So if you just grapple onto a wall, you actually stick to the wall, but you'll eventually slide down, as you can see here. But what this allows you to do is, for one, you could just use it on the ground to just really go fast across the ground, which is nice. Or you can even grapple enemies, which is nice. If you want to grapple to an enemy, if you have a sword or something. It does use percentage, as you can see in the corner. So anytime you are grappled, onto something, if you're stuck onto a building or stuck onto a wall or whatever, it'll use energy the whole time until you let go and release. So to release it, you just do the same thing. You just tap it once to start it and tap it again to let it go. So what you can do then is you can grapple onto a wall here, get the momentum, let go, grapple to another wall, get the momentum, let go, another wall, let go. Like so what you can do is you can chain the grapples, and it allows you to still conserve your energy but still gain the momentum while you're in the air. So this is going to be very fun to get good at this particular mechanic, because it seems like it's a very high skill based to be accurate with your weaponry while you're doing this, but I think it's going to be very, very fun to learn. And of course, if you overheat, then you have to wait until you recharge. And it feels about the same as Wing Diver, similar to that as far as how long it takes when you're overheated. But very, very cool class. I think it's going to be very interesting. And like I said, it's a very fast class, so I think this is probably the fastest class. I mean, Wing Diver's pretty fast too, but or Jet Lifter, I keep saying Wing Diver, but this class is very cool. So let's see, is there a... as you can see, you can grapple from pretty far away. I mean, there is a limit, but you have a decent range on it, so you just have to get used to the range on it. So it looks like whenever you see the triangle up, it shows you when you're out of range or in range of the grapple. So this... no, actually, that's... supposedly, then that's not true. Although, I think that's what they were intending. Because like, it disappears. I'm not sure about that, but anyway. So that's the grapple. And then, for their overdrive lasts the longest. It lasts 60 seconds. So let me repeat that really quickly. The Trooper lasts 35 seconds. The Jet Lifter lasts 22 seconds. The Heavy Striker does 18 seconds. And the Prowl Rider has 60 seconds. And you get one overdrive per game, per mission rather. I think there's items that would allow you to refill it, but I'm not sure about that. But anyway, so there's last 60 seconds. What that does is it's same thing. 25%. You take only 25% damage. You shoot faster. You reload faster. But in addition to that, you summon a vehicle here, which you can just walk up next to, and you can use this vehicle. That does have health on the bottom left corner, but see, they have two attacks. They have acid. This one has acid attack, and then it has a nice stomp move, which is actually pretty strong for when I was having. Of course, you can get off this ant as well. You don't have to use it, but it's pretty strong. It seems pretty good to use. But yeah, and each vehicle or enemy does a different attack, which is interesting. So, but yeah, you have a decent amount of time, 60 seconds. You can do a decent amount of damage during that time, and seems pretty good. But unfortunately, the vehicle or the ant does disappear after that 60 seconds, so you only can use it. And these things are considerably strong. Like, each of those overdrives are considerably strong, so you definitely want to get used to using them or saving times in the mission, because it can be pretty life-saving to use these vehicles or the overdrive at the right time. But as you can see, I still have it, so it's a decent amount of time. And you can still get off of it if you want to, and of course, you have unlimited grappling when you're using your overdrive ever. So yeah, those are the four classes. They all feel very unique and different. I'm pretty happy with them, and yeah, I just want to briefly show what each of them does and the differences of them. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to you. Hope you enjoyed it. And once again, thanks a lot for watching. And remember, EDF doesn't leave men behind. It's for real. And if you're interested in ways to support the channel, please consider joining with the join button on my channel or my video, or through the link in the description, or also sharing the channel with someone. It does help financially. It's very much appreciated. Thanks a lot.